Welcome back to Mr. Han's Steps for Creating the CO2 Car. Here we go now. We are on to step 4, which we're shaping the top view of our CO2 car. So we're going to make it thinner in the top view. So if I go to the top view, I'm going to be cutting either an arc or just pushing the side in a little bit, or I'm going to show you how to angle the front. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to ISO, no wheels. And again, if you're not inside the model, you want to get inside the model at this point. And the first and easiest way of shaping the top view is we're just going to draw some vertical lines here. And I'm going to do a push-pull, and I'm going to push this in. And I can push this in, and I can push this in. So they all match up. So now I just cut that narrower in the top view. You probably noticed when I started doing that, this filled this center circle in that I have drawn here. I can use the eraser tool and erase out that center circle. And now I'm back to my normal car that I was looking at before. A second way of completing this, and I'm actually going to have to move my axle hole a little bit. A second way is angling the front. When we angle the front, we need to split the car's faces. So I'm going to click here in front of the axle, click up to the top of the car, and I'm just going to click back to this midpoint line. So I split the car faces like that. One thing when you're considering doing this, you can't cut where the axle hole is going through. That needs to remain full car thickness. Then I'm going to use Move Tool. The Move Tool, I can move multiple things. One, I can move an edge. One, I can move a face. And one, I can move a corner. For this one, you don't ever want to move a face. You want to move an edge, first of all. So we're going to move this edge into the center, and you can see it point in. And then we're going to grab this corner and move it down. And this one doesn't want to move down, so we'll move it the other way first. We'll move it down first, and then we can grab this corner and move it in. So now that's pointing down the front edge. The third thing we're going to do is using a Follow Me tool. So like say I want an arc in here instead of this big chunk taken out of here. So I'm going to do an arc. So when a Follow Me tool works, you have to do two things. One is you have to create a path, and you have to create what you want to go down the path. So Follow Me is kind of like push-pull, except for you need a path. So I'm going to start out just like I do a push-pull, create my arc in here. You can see it creates a second arc. It's on the bottom of the car because it's a nice flat surface. You'll need a flat surface to create the arc on. And then I can draw a line vertical. And I want it to go up the blue axis and up above my car. Now comes the Follow Me part. Hold down Shift and click on the line, all the parts of the line. Hit Follow Me and click on this surface here. Now it looks kind of funky right now because we have two surfaces coming together. SketchUp doesn't know what we want to do at this point. So we have to inform it or tell it what we want to do. So we want to triple click on it. So everything's highlighted blue. Then you're going to right click and hit Intersect Faces with Model. Key part there. Now we can come back and we can erase the parts that we don't need. And the big areas are easy. The small areas, or the kind of the tight areas, you're going to be looking for a couple different ways to do it. You want to just make sure not to erase too much or erase a face that you still need. So I do lots of zooming at this point and figuring out the lines that I don't want. Then I can erase this corner. And right there was an example of where I erased a little bit too much on the last time through. But in general, we have our arc there. Sometimes you can create that back in there, but sometimes you can't. And this time I got lucky and it worked out. So I drew that back in there. So that's our steps for cutting the top view out.